Batman, thanks for meeting me at the office instead of some rooftop in the middle of the night. TerraSave has been coordinating with Wayne Enterprises on disaster relief lately. Your foundation's donations have saved lives in multiple outbreak zones. How have you been holding up with Gotham's usual chaos? I heard about the Joker breakout last month. That must have been exhausting. How's your support system doing? You have people watching your back?
Claire, good to see you again. TerraSave's work in bioterror response is impressive. I'm doing fine, my team is solid. Robin's improving every day, Alfred keeps everyone grounded. Gotham's been manageable recently. Your experience with biological threats is exactly why I asked to meet. I need perspective from someone who's dealt with transformative bioweapons. You survived Raccoon City and countless other outbreaks. That field experience is invaluable for what I'm facing now.
Bioweapons and transformations? That brings back bad memories. I've seen what viruses can do to people, turning them into monsters they never wanted to become. Umbrella Corporation ruined countless lives with their experiments. What are you dealing with in Gotham? Some kind of mutation outbreak? Or is this about a specific individual who's been transformed by something? Give me the details so I can help properly.
Dr. Curt Connors. He's a brilliant scientist who lost his arm and developed a serum using reptile DNA to regrow limbs. The serum worked initially but transformed him into a creature called the Lizard. 8 feet tall, superhuman strength, regeneration abilities, and a reptilian brain that overrides his human consciousness. When he's the Lizard, Connors wants to transform all of Gotham into reptiles. He believes humanity is flawed and reptiles are evolutionarily superior. The transformations are temporary, but each time it's harder for him to change back.
A scientist who becomes a monster because he tried to help himself. That's tragically familiar. The key difference between this and typical viral transformations is that Connors created his own serum intentionally. He's not an innocent victim infected by corporate negligence. That changes the ethical situation. But the progressively difficult reversions sound like the G-virus cases I encountered. Each transformation damages the original personality more. How many times has Connors transformed so far? Is there a point of no return?
He's transformed 17 times that I'm aware of. Each reversion takes longer and requires stronger intervention. The first few times he changed back naturally. Now, it requires chemical suppressants and sometimes physical restraint. His colleague says the human personality is degrading with each transformation. Eventually, Curt Connors won't exist anymore, just the Lizard permanently. We're running out of time to save the man while stopping the monster. That's the difficult balance here.
17 transformations with degrading reversions. That's worse than I thought. In viral infections, there's usually a critical threshold where the host consciousness is lost forever. Sounds like Connors is approaching that point rapidly. The problem is stopping the Lizard requires force, but harming the creature means harming Connors underneath. You can't just shoot him like a typical bioweapon because there's still a redeemable person inside. What triggers his transformations? Stress? Chemical imbalance? Intentional injection?
Stress is the primary trigger. When Connors feels threatened or desperate, his body produces the transformation automatically now. It's become a defense mechanism. But he's also injected himself deliberately when he believes humanity needs to evolve beyond its limitations. The Lizard persona has convinced him that human weakness is a disease that needs curing. That ideological component makes him more dangerous than simple monster transformations. He genuinely believes he's saving people by turning them into reptiles.
Ideological transformation is the worst kind. I've dealt with infected who were just trying to survive versus those who believed the infection was evolution. The believers are far more dangerous because they actively spread it. Connors sounds like he's in that second category now. We need to address both the biological transformation and the psychological conviction. Curing his body won't matter if his mind still believes reptilian transformation is humanity's salvation. How do we approach both simultaneously?
Let's get Robin's input.
Dr. Connors lost his arm, and that trauma defined his entire career. Every experiment, every risk he took, was trying to fix what he saw as a disability. The Lizard represents his rejection of human vulnerability and weakness. If we can show him that his value as a scientist and person isn't diminished by losing his arm, that his contributions to science happen because of his humanity, not despite it, we might reach the part of him that's still Curt Connors. The Lizard feeds on his insecurity about physical imperfection.
Robin nailed the psychological component. I've seen this pattern before with researchers who became too personally invested in their work. Connors isn't trying to cure disease or help others primarily. He's trying to cure himself of perceived inadequacy. The lizard is his answer to feeling incomplete. But here's the problem. Even if we reach his humanity psychologically, the biological transformation has progressed too far. His body might not be able to return to fully human anymore. Have you considered that saving Connors might mean accepting he'll never be completely normal again?
I've considered it. That's why the contingency isn't about forcing him back to human. It's about creating a middle ground. I've been working with scientists at Star Labs on a modified version of his serum, something that allows him controlled access to regeneration and enhanced abilities without full lizard transformation. He keeps his human mind and appearance, but gains some benefits he was originally seeking. It addresses his need for physical completion without the monster persona taking over.
A compromised serum that gives him benefits without transformation. That's innovative but risky. Any serum based on his original formula could trigger the lizard personality hiding in his DNA. You'd need extensive testing to ensure the modified version doesn't just become a gateway to full transformation. And frankly, offering him superhuman abilities might reinforce his belief that being regular human isn't enough. Are you solving the problem or just giving him a different way to avoid accepting himself?
Miss Redfield raises an excellent point about enablement versus treatment. Master Bruce, you're essentially validating Dr. Connors' belief that he needs enhancement to be complete. That seems counterproductive to the psychological healing required. Perhaps the contingency should focus on helping him accept his disability, rather than providing alternative superpowers. Otherwise, you're just replacing one obsession with a safer version of the same obsession. Is that truly helping him?
Both Claire and Alfred are right about the risk of enablement. But we're out of time for ideal solutions. The next transformation could be permanent. My modified serum is a temporary bridge, not the final answer. It stabilizes him long enough for proper psychological treatment to work. Once he's stable and thinking clearly as a human for extended periods, we can address the deeper acceptance issues. Right now, he's transforming every few weeks. We need to break that cycle before his humanity is lost completely.
A temporary stabilization bridge while working on the real cure. That makes more sense than permanent enhancement. I can provide TerraSave's resources on managing ongoing biological conditions. We work with survivors who deal with permanent mutations from bioweapons. They've learned to live with changes while maintaining their humanity. If Connors can connect with others who faced similar struggles and found acceptance, it might help more than any serum. Let's save the scientist before we lose him to the monster forever.